once again in Santa Barbara. That's the west coast of America. And the thinking was more progressive. At that time, organic food, the organic food movement in America started in the early 70s. I was a part of that. All of this came together into a belief about, you know, how can one support oneself and make sense out of their life. So I studied Zen. I studied food for medicine, called at that time macrobiotics. It was actually based on Japanese philosophy. The thinking was about whole life, how things affect everything. Your impact goes a lot further than you think it does. So coming back to making things, there's always an impact. We need to be responsible about this impact. And thus, the things that we make, we need to make them the best that we can, to last the longest that we can, so we waste the least and destroy the least. So to bring this back around to bike parts, I believed that making the highest quality bike part fit this holistic philosophy. Bikes being good as opposed to cars, making something that lasts a long time as opposed to short time, throw it away, make another one. At this time, America had been through at least 10 years of the throwaway consciousness towards products. In other words, if you make products that don't last very long, people will make them convenient, throw them away, buy another one. Companies can keep living off producing more and more of the same thing because it doesn't last very long. But this was creating an incredible amount of waste. And a lot of people were beginning to see this waste. A lot of the environmental laws that began to happen in the United States happened in the 70s. Making the products as best we could, highest quality, last a long time. This was a belief that I had for the work that I was doing and ultimately the company that I created. We tried to be responsible towards the customers that we had, that we were selling our products, to the people that we had working in our factories or shops, and to the materials and energy that we were using to do this. So this this philosophy developed further over time, but the basic idea remains the same even today. What we believe and what I do in making the decisions about running the company, we've gone from starting with just me to 1 employee, 2 employees, 3, 4, 5, up to 130 people now. We employ wherever we can practical things that we can do to be not wasteful, to protect our employees' health, to build the best product that we can to last the longest. We give long warranties on our products, longer than anybody else in the bike industry, and real warranties, not just things they put on the box. All of this goes together to be who we are and who we've been for the last 40 years. I've always worked on a philosophy of cost to produce the product plus a reasonable profit. A humble profit, honestly. We don't make lots of money on this stuff. And especially running a factory in the United States with purely United States labor. Almost 99% of the materials that we use in the products are sourced from the United States. There's a couple things, actually we use some ceramic balls that are actually sourced out of Japan. We're not necessarily trying to solely buy our things from the United States and be that kind of protectionist, patriotic, but we want to source our products from places that take the most responsibility in producing them. Although I'm sure there are some companies in the United States would like rules to be a little easier and less expensive to do things. We do have laws that require environmental protection, labor protection, so on and so forth. So we try to source from these kinds of things. These are, though, the highest quality materials that we can use that are also the closest to where we are making these things. In kind of a nutshell, I think that the cost of our products are kind of heavy compared to other similar products in the bike industry. I can think of a couple companies that are having some of their stuff made in either Taiwan or China, where they're selling them for a price pretty close to ours, not maybe even the same. But what they pay for them is like a tenth of what it costs us to make our product. So I tend to call this profiteering. They're making money on something, somewhere. Probably on the fact that a lot of their stuff is being produced where there's a lot of damage to the environment going on. The black cloud over China. We won't do this. Doing the work close to the source, everything close to the source of where you are. We keep our economy circulating in our community. We source as much from as locally as possible. This is all sustainable business practice. It's not always the most profitable in the short term, but it is the most sustainable. And we're not about making a quick buck. We're about being here for the long haul. And so far it's been 40 years.
Good conclusions.
Awesome. So thank you. It's been a wonderful experience, and I'm really sorry I have to leave tomorrow. Duty calls.